What does it mean? And how do you know that you are a closer? See, it blows my mind how people use word, and most of the time they don't even know what it means, but it sounds good, so they use it. I call that the sheep mentality, because you're not thinking. I don't like to use words that I don't understand what they mean. At least the definition of them, I should at least know that, right? Like there's a difference between a salesperson and a closer, but you can't become a closer unless you're a very successful salesperson. Two different things. One is the cause and the other one's the action or the effect. Selling is a mindset, closing is an attitude. And I'm going to explain to you in simple terms. Hopefully you receive it, you understand it better, and you can make the necessary changes so that you could be more consistent in generating and producing more sales and growing your monthly cash flow. Does that make sense? So before we dig into the topic, if you like this video, do me a favor, smash that like button. More importantly, share your comments, share your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Give me your opinion. And also, if you want to follow me, just hit the subscription button below. Now, I'm going to share with you what the Webster Dictionary meaning is of the word closer. So bear with me. Now, let me see where it's at here. Okay. Is one that closes, and one who or that which closes or comes to conclusions. Like in baseball, you got the closer that comes in and finishes the game, right? Now, I'm going to expand on this. I'm going to share with you 3 powerful words that are the characteristics of a closer. There's a lot of elements, but these 3 things, all closers, in my experience, understand these 3 fundamental principles. I named it TAR, T.A.R. I thought about naming it R.A.T., rat, but I don't like that word rat, so I use T.A.R. Now, it doesn't mean that this is in that order, but for the acronyms, I wanted to use the word TAR, and at the end of the day, one is not more important than the other. Matter of fact, they all come together. You know, I could have named it ART, A-R-T. But I chose the acronym of TAR, T-A-R. Now let's dig into this topic. You're going to love this, guys. All right, now, the first one is a T, and T stands for transition. What do I mean by that? You see, a closer understands that the whole selling process is about transitions throughout the whole selling process. The problem I've learned is that speaking with entrepreneurs, small business owners, they focus too much on the sales. And the sales is the effect of a cause. What is the cause? The selling. So they don't really understand transitions. Now, transition for me is throughout the whole selling process, but there's different transitions throughout the whole selling process. The first one for me, because those of you who know me know I cold call every day. The first transition for me is when I make a call, I know that I got 3 to 5 seconds to earn trust, respect, and show value. And I have to transition the prospect from hanging up the phone to getting engaged and involved in the whole selling process. I call it the movie. They have to be involved in the movie because the movie is about them. But the ultimate transition is to taking them from a prospect and a cold call to becoming a customer or closing the deal, right? That's the transition throughout the whole selling process. And the transition is from the opening of the call to the body of the call, which I call the art of storytelling. The third one is the closing, or what I call the climax. Okay? So I'm always transitioning. Where else am I transitioning? I'm transitioning when they have objections. When they're asking questions, I have to know if it's a buying question or if they're trying to distract me from the selling process. So I'm always transitioning throughout the whole selling process, right? Once you understand and you master the art of transition, now the second part I call the letter A. Now the letter A is for adjustments. And here's the bottom line, guys. Selling is always about adjustments. Let me drink some soda here. Excuse me, guys. Okay. Adjustment. Let me be real with you. Every single day in our lives, we're making adjustments. We just are. When you wake up, you're making adjustments. And if you have a routine like I do, and something comes as unexpected, right? You have to adjust to that and take care of that situation and still be able to be focused on the process. So you're always making adjustments. No ways around that. The other adjustments you make in the selling process is the attitude of the prospects. The things they say, the attitude they may have, where they're not following you or flowing with you through the selling process. Adjustments is you got to make the story about them. They have to own and be part of the selling process. That's all adjustments. You have to determine, is it an objection, a rejection, or buying question? You have to adjust to that. And I deal with a lot of different personalities. I deal with egos all day. And the reason why I'm able to adjust to it is because I don't allow my ego to make my decisions. Because it's not about me. It's about the prospect. Right? You got to get them to, they know they need something. You got to get them to want it. Because that's the only way we buy. We either buy because we want something or we need something. They may need it, but they may not want it. You got to get them to transition from the need to the want, and you have to adjust to how they feel about it. So adjustments is very critical. Now, does that mean adjustments should be first and transition second? No, it's just the way I wanted to word it. But you're always transitioning. You're always adjusting. It doesn't matter. And a closer understands the end game. And you know what? They don't focus on the actual sale because they know for them that's a done deal. They have to focus on the process and adjust throughout the selling process. They know they have to transition. They know they have to make adjustments so that they can get to the end game, which is the close. And converting a prospect into a customer. Once you understand adjustments and you're effective and powerful in adjustments, now the third one is the letter R. It's called resistance. This is where 90% or a high percent of the sales are usually lost, because if you're not a real closer, you're going to be uncomfortable pushing the prospect. Strategically, effectively, you're going to be afraid to get them to embrace that they need to take ownership, that they want to take ownership, that they need to own this. And they may resist you. And here's what I mean. Let's say, you did a great presentation. The prospect was with you all the way. They were answering the question. You had a great dialogue. They were involved. Then when it's time to get the order and make payment, now they give you a reason they don't want to do it. And it's either one or two things. You either threw the kitchen sink at them, yet they're not ready to make a move, or you really didn't show them the value that you have, that they need, that's going to help their business. And that's why I always preach to my salespeople, my clients, and my students. Always give, offer, and share your value up front And then you become priceless, where you very rarely have to negotiate your price. So the resistance. And there are several reasons why at the end they resist. Now, if you did the right thing, you qualify them, you know they can afford it, etc., and they still resist at the end, is because they truly didn't buy 100% into you. And you got to be able to know and adjust to that. You have to know how to transition from there. How do you get them to wind up taking the action, which is paying for the services or the product? And my experience, it comes down to this. They didn't buy Paul Cruz enough for them to buy. And so I have rebuttals, I have push through techniques that I use that work very, very, very well. And so you have to be able to push. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're getting to the end of the close, right? And the guy's excited, and let's say they're not ready to buy. That's all I want to think about it. I understand, Mr. Prospect. There's only 2 reasons why, or maybe 3 reasons why people at this point of the selling process do not take ownership. Number 1, they don't understand what I'm offering. Number 2, they don't see the value. Or number 3, or they can't afford it, I'm sorry. And number 3, you don't know me, you don't know my company, and we don't have a relationship. 9 out of 10 times is the third one. They don't know me, they don't know my company, and we don't have a relationship. So my rebuttal is this. If I understand that if I have been your broker, your sales consultant, or whatever the case, and I helped your business over the years produce more sales, produce a higher profit margin, etc., you would probably do this with me if I had a relationship with you or a track record, right? Yes. Boom. Now you push through. The second follow-up is this. Mr. Klein, do you like the idea? Yes. Does it make sense? Yes. Do you see the value and understand the value, how this is going to help your business? Yes. They say yes. Then they're done. It now comes down to you. You want it to be about you and them, because you got to be able to sell yourself to them, because you're the commodity. The other one I have is this, Mr. Klein. I understand and respect that. But I'm not asking you to make a decision that you're not used to making every single day. And that's to invest in your business so that you can grow your sales, so that you can grow your business, right? Yes. Because when the smoke clears, I want it to come down that it's about me, because then I could sell myself even stronger. I don't want to make it about me, but I know I have to sell me so the product has more value. And if they don't trust me, they don't believe in me, and they don't see value in me, no matter how good my service is that could help them, they're not going to buy it. Because again, it comes down to relationship. A closer understands that the ultimate game is to build profitable relationships, because profitable relationships means this. You have solutions that's working, they're profiting, and you're making money as well. That's the real game. That's the real deal. The product is just the bridge between you and the prospect. Does that make sense? So that's the 3 principles that you have to really make a conscious effort to master, to understand, to be effective. Because when you can do that, closing becomes easy. It really does. That's what a closer does. That's just my opinion, based on history, based on experience, based on speaking with a lot of businesses over the years, speaking with entrepreneurs, small business owners, training people. I want to keep things simple. And that's how I look at it. And that's the difference between a closer and a salesperson. A closer is always in battle. A closer is always playing chess and not checkers. That's what it's all about. Does that make sense? Anyway, guys, I hope this has been helpful. I want to thank you guys for visiting my channel and being part of the Paul Cruz Sales Agency, where sales happen. Now, if you really want to grow your sales and you want to be more effective in producing more sales, and you want to increase your monthly cash flow, and you want to produce and multiply your annual revenue, and you want to produce higher profit margins, and you want a huge return on your investment capital, I encourage you to visit my website at www.PaulCruzSalesAgency.com. Fill out the simple form below. It's basically an email. Email me that you want to have a one-on-one and talk about how I can help you grow your business. And then I will respond to you personally within 24 hours. And then we could take it from there. Again, that's www.PaulCruzSalesAgency.com. Fill out the simple form as an email, and then I'll get back with you. Anyway, thank you for your time. Till we speak again, I say goodbye. And remember this: transition, adjustments, and resistance, and then watch your sales grow. Have a fantastic day. Bye.